Hey, well, welcome everyone. It's John Dupuy again, and some of the ever ready WeAwake team. So, hi everybody. This is Sabi and Vanessa and Pam and Heidi and me. So, we're here for our weekly get together and group meditation. Well, why do we do that? Because meditation is really important, and science has shown that meditation is one of the only known you can bet your paycheck on it ways of transforming us and helping us to get more effectively to higher levels of our own being, higher levels of experience, higher levels of ethics and morality, and this where the circle of our care keeps expanding to include more and more until finally it's the whole universe, because we are that, and it is us, and it is friendly, and it is love. So but today, first of all, we're listening to a very interesting track. It's PMP 2.0 track 2, which we just figured out we're not even selling. It was the first stuff that I think Eric Thompson gave me when we first started talking about creating a company, and and I've been using other companies' brain treatment technology for quite a while, and recommending it to my students who were struggling with addiction and other issues, and I listened to it, and by that time I'm kind of I don't know, developed a pretty refined taste for brain treatment technology, and I heard it. I said, this is great, good stuff. Why don't we do something? And that's how it kind of started. So I've been listening to these the last couple of days in my own meditation, and so they're very powerful. I think you're going to like it a lot, and we need to talk to the team about actually getting these out and making them available for you guys if we get a good response from you. So let us know if you like these. And there a lot of really hard things going on in the world right now, right? The invasion of Ukraine, and just massive amounts of slaughter, and obviously the Ukrainians, and these poor Russian young men are being yanked out of their lives and pushed into this horrible situation where they don't have supplies, they don't have food, they don't have leadership, they just have guns. They're supposed to shoot these other people, and anyway, a lot of them are actually surrendering, which is a good thing, because they don't want to fight Putin's war. But I won't get into that now. But what I'm trying to say is that there's a lot of painful stuff, and of course, because we have these little beasties, picture of Pam. Anyway, we have these little beasties. We're totally connected to the whole world, whatever we choose to listen to. And so we're constantly, if something bad is happening in Africa, we know that if there's wildfires in California, if there's a typhoon in the Philippines, if there's a war in Europe, we're there, we know, we see the videos, we hear the voices. And so it's never, we've never had this kind of thing before. And when World War II in the United States, and it wasn't on our soil, we said, go to the movies, didn't have television, and you'd see the news clips, and then you would read the updates on the war in the newspaper, in your local newspaper. That was it. Well, we don't live in that world anymore. So it can be just the pain of our human family can be overwhelming. And then we all have stuff that we're working on in our own development, and stuff that we have to go through, and different purifications and stuff. But what I'm suggesting, if you are in pain or suffering through something right now, or just feeling the pain of our planet in times of great change, where we have medieval emperors with modern weapons trying to expand his empire, on the blood of his own people, and killing other people who just want to be free. Thank you. I said I wouldn't get on it, but obviously it's on my heart. So anyway, so what I'm recommending here is just focus on wherever that pain is. So instead of using meditation to try to transcend it or get away from it, is using this technology to be really conscious of what's bothering you, and as Pam can tell you, when I first started using this technology many years ago, I was going through a lot of heavy stuff. She'd see me just meditating, and I'm like just shaking and agony, and it was a good thing, because I was releasing lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff. And you get to a point where it's not just your own personal stuff; it could be your family stuff, and expand into, you know, the whole universe stuff. But the inside of us is know that our deepest self can hold all the pain and the suffering of this planet, or a million planets. And it's infinite, the peace and the love and the rightness of our deepest true nature, which is one of the things that we learn to experience when we're in meditation. So this is what I do when I run into something, and I'm going to work on that today, is I'll feel it in my body. Oftentimes it's in my heart, sometimes a little lower. Some people feel it in their neck or their head or up here and everything, but my work is mainly in my heart. And just say, welcome, teacher. Welcome, welcome. And is there anything I should be learning? Okay. And so just remember that, if focus on what hurts and what it feels like, and don't, you know, do all the mental analysis, but maybe at some point, you know, some realization, some understanding will emerge. So let's hold that in our bodies and our hearts consciously, and see what we're supposed to be learning, and how we can use this for growth and for wisdom and for direction and healing. So without further ado, let's get going. And this is PMP 2.0. It's an old classic that's really not available yet, but if you really like it, let us know and we will talk about it seriously. And this is a 20-minute meditation, and it is working with deep delta of brainwave state, as I recall. Now, here we go. Relax your body. Sit up straight. Your feet, energy into the earth, deeply into the earth, rooted there. Let whatever hurts emerge. Welcome, teacher. What are you trying to teach me? Well, welcome back. And that was the historical track from the early days of WeAwake. And hope you liked it. It really works for me. And one of the things that this type of meditation or using this technology is as an aid to inner work in a meditation, it seems to really get us in touch with our bodies. And as we have learned, as we've learned in psychology, that if you're going to work through stuff, it has to be a trauma and pain and grief. There has to be a releasing that happens in your body. So things often will have to, percolate or get stronger, and then release. And it's also important. That doesn't mean you don't need the mental stuff. The brain and the thoughts are very, very important. So if you have an unconscious message kind of running in your brain that it's my fault, it's my fault, it's my fault, everything is my fault, all the stuff that's happened, and stuff that's happening everywhere, you just take it all on, and somehow you feel guilty, and you're not really aware of why you feel so bad. It's like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing, right? I'm doing my family responsibilities, I'm going to school, I'm working hard, I'm meditating, but I just don't, I feel something, it feels bad. And you go inside, and again, what is it? Well, it's because you think you have this message going, and you go, oh, okay, good. And I think that's a part of the waking up to trauma, is realizing what the source is there, And for example, if you had say you don't remember anything before you were 8 years old or 6 years old or something, 5, that's a pretty good indication that bad things were going on, that it was really hard, and your child psyche and soul was closing off to that pain because you didn't have the tools to cope with it at the time, and so it got taken out of consciousness, and I can dissociate, and that's good. That's a really good survival tool. If something really bad is going on, to be able to block that off, to survive the moment, is a good tool. But eventually, all the chickens come home to roost, and we have to go back there and be present with that, and then it'll come out. We'll start remembering, and if you've been meditating for a while, it helps, to have the kind of this expanded context where this stuff can arise, because you realize that you're going to be okay. Because sometimes the fear or the pain is like so heavy, you think it'll destroy you, if you get in touch with it again, or it'll be too much for you to handle. Well, you can handle it, it'll come, and it'll release. And when you release, well, you're better, you're freer, you're that constricted energy that was pushed away because of the painfulness of the subject matter, or the things that happen, gets released. And so now you have more energy to be with the people you love and be present and creative, or just be grateful and experience God. So this is that's one of the gifts of this practice. And sometimes, practice is great, it's just bliss, and sometimes it's just what it is, and it's just what you do. But if you do it, you will you'll live a better life, you'll be more useful, you'll be wiser, you'll awaken, keep awakening to your deeper, truer self. And more the spiritual teachers that I'm talking with, they say that it's not just one thing. Okay, I'm enlightened now, whoopee, I've done it, over with. It's like the enlightening process continues and goes on and on and on, and the death and rebirth and cycles keep going. But we keep coming back as deeper, better, wiser beings, and it took the universe quite a while to produce you, and but it seems like we were planned, we were part of what the universe had in mind, if you believe in a conscious universe. And I do. God bless the physicists, they've taught us so much, but they're still working with, well, there's 4 major forces in the universe, right? There's gravity, there's electromagnetism, there's the nuclear weak force, and the nuclear strong force. And those are the 4 things that make the planets go around and planets form and all of this stuff. And you and me go bing, and they just can't find a formula to how those things fit together in a way that explains anything. It's just, well, why? Well, I know any of you physicists that are listening to me, pay attention. It's because you're leaving out consciousness, the very thing that helped you, and then you can say, well, consciousness is just it's just a byproduct of these 4 forces wiggling together and forming universes and planets and stuff. And finally, ding, we have the illusion that we're conscious, but it's really just chemical reactions in your brain. Well, I don't think so. And now that they have James Webb way out there in space and they can look back in time and see the universe at its early the formative thing, 13.8 or 0.7. Lately they've been saying 0.8. So billion years ago, which is really a finite, that's not that many years when you think of everything's had to do, just starting out with hydrogen, and then, these little things, nothing being something, and all of a sudden it all started creating the building blocks of everything. And here we are, sentient beings. What a story. But looking back now, they're finding things that their theories did not predict, that like 20 million years after the Big Bang, which is not a lot of time. We're talking cosmic time, really quick. There are organized galaxies already and star systems and all that. It's like, really? They didn't think it was supposed to be that organized and that together in that short a period of time, but apparently it is. So what does that say? Well, it indicates that there's a purpose and there is something going on here. And it's very personal because we're very personal. And I don't think the universe could have created all the stuff impersonally. And personal is built into the structure of reality. I was in a conversation with a person one time, and she said, well, I don't believe in a personal God. I said, well, are we being personal right now? Well, yes. And there it is. Because we are that. So, okay. And we can access that. And so you can actually get in touch with the personal higher self that seems to be somehow relating to us on a way that reaches us at our deepest individual human selves. And that's one of the things we work on. When we go inside, we do the inner work, we do meditation, we do inner prayer. Prayer is conscious contact, right? It says in a step, I'll be quiet after this, but in the 12 steps, which I worked with for a long time because I was working with Alcoholics Anonymous, it said sought through prayer and meditation, which to me are kind of, intrinsically entwined, that meditation prepares me for deep prayer. Sought through prayer and meditation to increase our conscious contact with God, seeking only his, and I'll add hers, will and the power to carry that out. What do you want me to do? And if you want me to do that, you're going to have to give me the strength and the synchronicities and the relationships and the ability to carry this thing out. Or maybe not. Maybe you just want me to do a noble effort and fail. It's not not what I would like, but hey, my responsibility is to just do it. So through prayer and meditation, increase our conscious contact with God, because it's always there at all times, everywhere, when we're asleep, when we're in any state of conscious, it is always there. But to become aware and of it consciously is pretty cool. And it is I think the reason that we spiritually practice, because when we find that, we wake up, we find ourselves, and it is deeply beautiful and deeply good. And I could go on and on, but I won't. So anyway, keep practicing. I hope you enjoyed PMP 2.0 from the dusty archives of WeAwake, and that you enjoyed it. So let us know if you did, because maybe we can think about releasing it finally as something that would be good for all of us. So without further stuff, God bless you. Thank you for being here with us. And it really helps my practice to practice with you. So I appreciate you showing up, all of you.